Right, so I would like to welcome all of you guys, and we really appreciate your presence, and hope that as you came here, you have a purpose, you have something that you need a solution for. You're not only coming here to actually listen, right? So you came here to learn and really find value. So right now, this is another turning point. As you see in the video that you were watching, I said at one point, somewhere in life, there has to be someone who's going to be your turning point. I could be your turning point, but I cannot force you to be your turning point. It relies upon you, whether you take the word that I'm saying today, the lessons that we're going to share here, and then you hold yourself accountable. That's where you'll see the results. Because trust me, we can do the lessons here, we can do everything, only to find that one person is going to be committed and going to hold themselves accountable to what you're going to share here today. That person, by next year, June, their life will be highly, I hate to put it that way, but their life will have changed. You are here at the very same seat, but you never do this. I've done a lot of seminars. Been in Joburg, Pretoria, Eastern Cape, didn't go to Mpumalanga. So the only thing that I've always told myself, Jay asked me once, I was like, so when you're hosting these seminars, do you know how many people are coming? I'm like, I don't know, bro, I don't care. For me, even if there's many of you, but I'm just talking to that one person, because I know some people are like, I'm interested. That's why for some of you, you've seen when you inbox me like, hey Masha, I want to learn trading, I'm interested. And I'm like, okay, come back when you're committed to learn. Because as long as you're interested, it means you're just browsing. Yeah, we're like, Forex, okay, whatever. Right, so for me, the motive or the reason behind starting Forex trading was for personal development. I wanted to improve myself, I wanted to better myself, I wanted to be independent, I wanted to have my own money. Yes, I grew up living with my grandmother. So basically, whatever I have now, you can tell and you can see that there is nothing in my past that could prove where I am now. So it's all based on that one particular day where I made a decision and then I changed my story. And the secret to creating a new story is you need to tell yourself a new story. It's just like teaching someone, especially drivers. It's hard. I drive my own style, he drives his own way, So if we are both drivers and we are in the same vehicle, you see the speed hump ahead, and for him, he will just drive through and then stop right there, because he's driving fast. For me, I will stop like maybe 3 meters away, and then I move freely or at a low pace. So people are not the same, right? But the motive is actually the same. So there's 3 things that I would like to talk about here. The first one is counseling. I've realized that a lot of people have lost money in trading and they have that fear of losing money. But they never realize that they get it back again. So you never really broke, because you spend all your money, eventually you find it back in another way. So we're gonna do the counseling, because most people have lost money but they've never actually received any form of counseling. Number 2, we're gonna talk about the psychological parts of trading. And then number 3, it's motivation, which is what I'm gonna do today. So it's part of the motivation, right? Because in order for us to be in business or to be in a service whereby we are teaching you how to trade, we need to have our own foundation with you. So we need to make sure that you are on the right level of understanding first. Because now trying to teach someone something that is new, only to find that they have their own history, they have their own beliefs, it's kind of difficult, right? So you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but I believe that's a lie, okay? Because if you don't want to learn, it means you're arrogant. And the reason why most people, they rob themselves of learning new things. Whenever you try to teach someone something, they always say, oh, I know this. So the minute you say to yourself, oh, I know this, you've just closed your mind and you won't learn. Same thing as in school, we've seen people do that when the teacher's trying to say, no, but this is something like, oh, no, no. See? So in knowledge, there's, I think, 4 layers of knowledge, of information processing, actually. So you have information, which is the words and numbers. You have knowledge, which is what you remember after you read the words and did the numbers. And then you have wisdom, which is what you use, the process whereby you've applied the information and then you remain with wisdom. And then comes experience last, which means experience is whereby you are doing what you were learning effortlessly. Because whenever I do a transaction, when people pay for school, they pay for courses, pay for driving license, whatever they believe that it will elevate them or it will improve their life, they put money onto that. So, as people move and do most of the things up to a point where they get introduced into trading in a different way. I believe that most people, the way that they were introducing trading is through the lifestyle, the fast cars, the life, all of that, this stuff. And like, this one is real. But when you really take a look at those guys who are fleshy, trying to show that, dude, let's make a vivid example. You have, let's say you have 2 million in your account. Is there a reason for you to actually come to me and say, hey, I have 2 million, look at me? You see, you don't do that if you really, really, really have money. I know people who have money here in town, but you'll find them walking with their sandals and shorts and torn t-shirts, just walking around town freely. And then you find these young guys, they have a taste of 100,000 maybe. Like, I'm rich, richer than you. Can buy your whole family. You see? So that shows financial illiteracy. They don't know money. Money is not about all the things you buy. Most people, they rush into money so that they can buy things. I was listening to Kevin Hart once where he said, I wish people could have the money so they can buy all the things they want, so that they can see that it's not actually what they want. So you have this eager to buy things. Right now you can get the money, buy expensive sneakers, go to Cape Town, go to America, travel the world, buy your car, buy all of those things. After you've bought all of those things, then what? Then what? You see? And I was listening to this guy, Jim, I think it's Jim Roth, if not mistaken. He was saying, if all the money in the world were to be divided amongst all the population, everyone, take all the entire money, divide it amongst the population. He said within 30 days, all of that money will be back to the very same hands of which it were in the beginning. Because people, the reason why they want money, it's the things they want to buy with. They just want to spend. You see? So now your goals need to be direct. Your vision needs to be straightforward. So what happens is most people, with that being said, they have the rush to spend money because they are scared of losing money. Some people, they spend their money fast because they are afraid that they could possibly spend their money on the wrong things. You can tell by the lifespan of your salary. As soon as it comes in, you just pay the things, buy, pay. And at the end of the week, maybe you have a petrol fee. Maybe even you go back to land. So you go back to borrow. Like, okay, I'm short of cash, I need more. There's a funny thing, a funny scenario where people actually come to me to request some sort of form of assistance. Like, bro, I need you to fill me up, I'm short of cash, please, I'll give you, like, they just say a shorter period. But I'm like, I'm the only one who can make money fast. So how can